Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Backpack Trader Training Room for Thursday, June the 8th, 2023. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for educational and information purposes only. It is not to be considered individual financial advice. Trading of this type carries substantial risks and should only be attempted with funds that you can afford to do without, i.e. funds that you can afford to lose. All right. Keep that on top. Crude picking up a break-even trade here. Hit break-even, didn't quite get to target 3, which would be first actionable target. Good morning, Miles. Please do say hello in the chat. The YM is flat. We're looking for a new trade. We have a potential long setup on crude for our second trade of the mini session. Pound Aussie. Let's see what money management is. 663. And where did we get to? And we hit it on the nose. So our stop will come to 65.49 or 649. That being a major key level, 650 being a major key level. Until we get to target 2 and actually take some profit on this trade. We'll leave a little bit of risk on for the major key level adjustment. Unleaded, a little bit different than crude this morning. We start off that we're too early there. 9 o'clock is right there, and we continue down, so not getting into the long. But we do get into the short here. Now the question becomes whether or not we stop and reverse to long. The stop and reverse would occur at 516 and we get to 517. The question is, did it happen quickly enough we could have avoided that or not? I will assume we made the stop and reverse there, stopped and reverse back to short at 449. And that is where we stand. Actually, we got in that short, hit target 2, came back, stopped out on the trailer at approximately target 1, and we pick up a long that then stops and reverses back to short for another target 2 win. So we've got 3 losses and 2 wins. And we pick up a long that gets target 1 and only a partial for target 2 traders if needed, but that's as far as we go. Probably very close to a break-even session. Could be positive or negative without running numbers on it. But I will come back to the micro NQ. Market is open, and we got a quick short that meandered about, then we stop and reverse to long at 91, and that's where we are, is long at 91. Very small loss there. And it looks like we hit a winning trade on the long side on the micro Russell. Targets 3, 4 and trailing up above target 3. We then take a loss on a short. Actually, we don't take a loss on target on the short because that's 4 seconds back up to the stop. And that long we do get into, that's a full loss. So then we have the short. It looks like we probably got into that. Pull back within a tick of our entry there. There's definitely an entry. Although that actually is a break-even stop out, I believe. Yep, we got at least, and we got down to 4, and that entry at 88.8. Yeah, 87.4. So that would be a break-even trade at best anyway. Short trade on crude. Trade number 2. This one off of the 50 EMA. And the Russell with another avoided long trade. Pound Aussie in a long trade that's hit money management but no targets yet. Stop is at 649. And a short on the Russell. Money management. Let's see how quick that happened. Possible that we got into that. It's a winner if so. Russell hitting new session lows. And we get target 1 and a solid trailer here on the YM while we were looking at other things. We've got money management on crude. That's our second money management trade. So this will be POQ for the session. Still looking for a target though. Stop at 63. Target at 49. And stopping out on the trailer on the micro Russell. Micro NQ picking up a short. And unfortunately that is a full loss. No good way to avoid it. Stopping and reversing at the the full stop too long, which is where we are on the micro NQ, and looks like crude stopping out at break even for a second time, and that ends our session on crude. YM will certainly be positive, very small loss on the stop and reverse, target 1 and a solid trailer, so definitely a positive session there. And it appears looks like the long canceled. This short had gone too far. This long cancels shortly after our start time. This long meanders about. We stop and reverse at 39 flat, and we did in fact reverse on that, so we are now short. There is our trade on soybeans. Break even on the micro NQ, and the Russell gave us a win, hitting target 3 almost exactly, coming back for just a few ticks on the trailer, and now short. 2-3 wins. Now if this is and this one's not looking good. Break even stop on micro NQ. So short on soybeans, long on the pound Aussie, short on the micro Russell. Crude is complete, unleaded is complete, the YM is complete. Money management now on the Russell. I believe that spike occurred before we hit money management. So we did get down to target 2, but target 3 is our objective, and it's a break-even stop out. And a long trade. And we're getting sync here, too quick to catch that. 86.2 for the entry. And triggering in. So the Russell is long, and there's money management that quick. That should be a filtered long trade on soybeans. Trend mode keeping us, or the hybrid mode keeping us out of that stop and reverse. and another break even on the Russell. Now we're short on the Russell. The Russell, not sure which direction it wants to take at the moment, but at least we're getting break-even trades. Extending enough for money management, but not for targets. Pound Aussie up now at the session open, having set new session lows this morning. And a full loss on that short trade. 2 losses, 1 more, and we will be done. Of course, 1 more win and we'll be done also. Actually, that would be trade number 6, so we're done. Because we've got 2 break-evens. And that one was a loss, so yeah. That ends the session on the Russell. Should be marginally positive. So we said 1 loss, 1 break even so far on the micro NQ. Still another 15 minutes to the... And the stop and reverse became active, but did not trigger, and now we have a new long trade at the stop. So we actually mark it out of our short position there when that becomes a valid trade. Trend mode indicator turning blue, meaning we can take the long, so we mark it out of our short position and wait for it to pull back for our entry. And actually 75, we did get our entry would have been right here at 25, so that actually we would reverse there at 25, and there is target 1. Nine ticks to target 1 there, so that is a win there. There is our stop and reverse entry and our target 1. So a tough start there, but ultimately working out. And we are in a short now on the micro NQ, and it just hit target 1, I believe. Target is 350 flat, and we got to 350 flat, and so we survived the break even at 66.25 by a tick, it looks like. So still short on the micro NQ, but in a risk-free position. We get target 2 on the pound Aussie. And stop should move up to 52. Now that we have profit in hand, we'll negate the major key level. Looks like it's going to move up there anyway. Actually, yeah, maybe it just moves up to 53. So we are now trailing. And stopping out at break even on the micro NQ. So 1 loss, 2 break evens. Volatility on micro NQ seeming to have waned a bit in the last week, last times we've been looking at it, since I missed a week and a half. It had slowed down before I went on my trip, but it still seems to be pretty slow and not getting a lot of extension. Getting a lot of break evens and a few losses, but not a lot of wins. And the 12-point bar. Micro NQ with a long setup. We'll see if that can do anything. Not triggered in yet. Soybeans approaching target 2 at the session high of 66.25. Got within 1 tick, it looks like. If we get to 66 flat again, I would suggest marking out of that position. Don't fight over that one tick. There it is. Mark it out of the position. Take some profit on that position. We still have target 3 and a trailer. And we are trying to get back positive. after a couple of stop and reverses. Actually, the stop and reverse on this one would have been at 59 1/4, because that's where the full stop for the long was. And that's where our current stop is again. Another filtered stop and reverse. This time we actually stopped out somewhere up here, right just below target 1. 2 positions come off there, and we took some profit at 66 flat, I hope. Oh my, definitely a second loss there, and now short on the micro NQ. The long 30 seconds on the bar to close just beyond the entry, so definitely in it, and going back immediately to the short side. New short on soybeans. I'd take that 61.75 around the 50 EMA. Currently that's showing as a filtered stop and reverse. But since we were in this trade, or rather this trade and not that one, because we stopped and reversed at 62 1/4, we did have a chance to get into that and pick up a target. And actually we picked up 3, essentially target 1, target 2 less a tick, and the other 2 positions got within a couple of ticks of target 1. So currently still not in the short. And I would take that as a re-entry into the long right here. The subsequent long that we ignored because we were in a trade after we stop out. In fact, we stopped out just about at 64 flat, which is exactly, yeah, we stopped out right at the entry. Since we were going down, I would have waited till we came back up either one of these 2. Now we're in that. The short becomes a stop and reverse, but until we hit the natural stop, it will remain active. Oh my. And third loss on the micro NQ short. That ends that session. Stop up to 659 now on the pound Aussie. And 2 minutes to our crude 10 a.m. session. We have a get in sync possibility on the short side in another minute. 45 seconds. So the pound Aussie will be POQ on this trade, whatever it does from here. And stopping out is what it does. So pound Aussie is done. Both our catapult charts, Russell, micro NQ, are done. Coming up on there, and we're in our 10 a.m. session now. And crude coming back to give us an entry. So we are in the short trade on crude. Soybeans, man, missing another target by a tick. This time just target one. Same thing applies. If it comes back up to there, I wouldn't wait around. I would mark it out of that one position, just that one contract. So our only two charts now are soybeans and crude. Crude is short, soybeans is long. I will leave my stop though at the full stop of 59.25. Had I actually taken profit there, I would have brought it up, and we would have just stopped out at 64.25. But for the moment, still in the long trade. Pound Aussie giving us a short setup. We are already POQ, so not going to take that. And session kind of winding down, testing crude, coming back up to test the 20 SMA and the 50 EMA. And we have a another filtered stop and reverse. Crude making another run at that prior swing low. See if we can get below 16. I think that's 16. It may be 15. No, it's, yeah, see if we can get below 15. And there's a push below 15. There's the 15. We got to 14. And that looks good, looking good. A tick away from money management. Needing, and there's money management. Missing target by a tick. Looks like we got down to 07. Target's at 06. Stop already trailing at 21. And bouncing off that 72.07 level a bit. Now let's see if it will make another push downward. Soybeans back at the entry. And stopping out at 21. And then going to target. That's not nice of it. But it actually, that's interesting. It hit 21, but the calculator's still tracking. But that is a partial profit. We will look for another trade on that one. We got in sync and got a partial. Now the stop and reverse is valid. Trend mode indicator has turned red, so stop and reverse is at 61.75. Will the 50 EMA hold? And nobody talking to me, and the audience is dwindling. Soybeans appearing to start a bounce off of the, there's one bar starting a bounce off of the 50 EMA. We'll see if it can continue it through the 20 SMA, also known as the trend indicator there. And looks like we're going to be in a little squeeze here between the 20 SMA and the 50 EMA. Okay, crude went on to go through target 1 and come back and stop out a few ticks beyond where I expect we would have actually stopped out. We will look for another trade, calling that just a partial profit. And we have a new short set up on soybeans, a smaller trade. Our entry is still 61.75, but now our 6 ticks is going to be 60.25 if it triggers in just a tick beyond or tick above target 2. And the micro NQ actually picking up a win on the long side. Unfortunately, we had hit our max losses. We took 3 losses, and that is our power of quitting. Not positive in that case. Looks like we could get a yellow short trade coming up on crude if we get a down bar here. Actually, no, we're not going to get... Oh, that's nasty. We will get a blue trade, but it's going to be 2 more bars. We need 2 more down bars to get there. Or actually a down bar on the second bar. The reason we're not going to get one on this is our exhaustion dots will not start until this second white bar, or actually gray bar, because this bar did not close below the prior bar. So it actually is considered part of that upward move. And see, we didn't get exhaustion dots then. We get exhaustion dots on this bar, or the close of this bar that's forming now. But that will be within proximity to the 20 SMA, and that will give us a trade. I'd like to see it get down below 97 Well, yeah, it's gonna be 90. Gonna be 94 right now, so that actually wouldn't be a bad entry. Not particularly happy with just 2 ticks above the session low, but uh-oh, now it's going even higher, and there are exhaustion dots, and we have a new bar. This one up, so no trade yet. And soybeans did stop and reverse to short. So we would have been well off to take our take profit and also move the stop and get out of that trade at break even. But now we are short. And there's a new long trade that just triggered in on crude. Ick. I don't see a good place to adjust that, so I'll just take it at 21. We have the 50 EMA at 23, and then we got major key level of 25. So not any place to adjust, really. $24 is a possibility, and we just hit that. So in the long trade, however you want to play, however you played it. This is trade number 2. And pushing toward money management. I would push the, well, we're 2 ticks above the session low. I'd push it 1 tick below at 90 to push the stop down to 91 on the crude long trade. Soybean short, crude long. That's all that remains. Crude not doing too much right now. Neither is soybeans, both kind of in a consolidation mode. See if the 50 will hold. Keep us from dropping back toward that. And we get below, we're back below the 50 on crude. Markets uncertain where they're going to go. The Russell has already hit its 6 trade limit, Stephen. We had 3 wins, a loss, and 2 break-evens. And that actually is the micro Russell that I'm looking at. But yeah, the micro Russell actually ended its session on this long trade going break even. So they're back around 942. And our long trade taking some heat now on crude. Well, it looks like we might be bouncing on the 20 SMA. Here we go with another little squeeze between the 20 and the 50. Which way do we break? We had this scenario on soybeans. It broke lower, but it really hasn't left that range yet either. Still hasn't broken significantly away from the 50 and has gone up and bounced off the 20 again. Now actually looking like it might push down to the 200. And I need to bring my money management down here. There we are. There is our money management due to the stop and reverse adjustment. So that's why I'm not looking at the micro Russell. That is the M2K on Catapult. But that trade plan is complete for the day. The only things that are still active are The 10 a.m. crude session in trade number 2 and soybeans. In about trade number 4, I think it is. And stop and reverse at 72.04 on crude. This will be trade number 3. We got 28 to 16. Picked up 24 ticks on that one. We're going 21 to 04. Gonna lose 34 on this one if it triggers, so we'll be down 10. And there's the trigger, touching the entry. There's money management at 92, which is the session low. That crude is short now. Yay! And another filtered out stop and reverse for the moment. 64.50 would be the entry, but it's filtered by the hybrid mode. The long is filtered at the moment until the trend indicator turns blue. Actually, that was just a warning. Now we have the trade, but it is still filtered. Full stop still in play on soybeans. Last trade on crude, the crude mini session for 10 a.m. We're in a short stop and reverse at 72.04. 2-tick stop and reverse adjustment plus a key level adjustment. But we still have 12 ticks down to money management, so that doesn't change. $14 ticks to target 1. That'll put us positive if we can get there. Yeah, it is. Stephen remarking that the market is all over the place today, and it definitely is. It's moving back and forth. Actually making a lot of opportunities for day traders. The problem is finding the right chart. Soybeans getting close to the stop on the short trade, and it looks like we'll have to see where we close. The trend indicator intra-bar is showing blue, but it looks like we're going to hit the stop anyway before we get the stop in reverse, which is also target 1, so it's going to take off stop and reverse out off the table anyway. But that is yet to be written. That's only speculation. And hitting the stop. So full stop out, flat on soybeans now. And the long trade is off the table. Yeah, this is a very dangerous pattern on the Russell. Notice you got some break-evens and losers in there, but no winners. One, two, three, four, five, 6 trades in just over 30 minutes. And I see 1 break even in there. Actually 2. One no trade. Maybe 2 no trades. Nasty little sequence there. Same thing happening on the micro NQ. After the 1 winning trade, just back and forth. No follow through. But crude picks up targets 1 and 2, and that completes the third trade. 14 and 22, 38, 38 ticks. So we're plus 28 on the day. And that brings us to a good stopping place, folks. The only thing left is soybeans. And actually, I think we may be done with soybeans as well. Go back to 9:30. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the short is 5. So soybeans is done. And that was a losing session. So that ends all of our charts today. Regular session, I think next week. Let me check something. Yeah. Next week is a regular session. The following week is going to be a Monday holiday, so crude oil inventory report will be on the 22nd. 14th next week, 22nd the following week. So with that, I will bid everybody farewell, and we will see you next week. See you Tuesday.